Hey, Mavic Man here. Okay, let's wrap up the Geosphere unit. This is the last lecture. Woohoo! Yay! Yippee! Tsunamis. Tsunamis are caused by, well, like, really, truly just one of two things. Number one, vertical displacement of the ocean floor. You have a plate boundary, and like we learned previous, there are three types of plate boundaries: convergent, divergent, and transform. So let's just say that's a convergent plate boundary that's happening underneath the ocean floor or the ocean. It's on the ocean floor. So this plate is moving that way, and that plate is moving this way. And right here, where they converge, like we learned before, they form a trench. So this plate's being subducted. Now, what happens or could happen is that this plate's being subducted, but there's so much friction or just grinds against this plate and it gets caught up somehow. There's so much stress being placed on the rock this way, and there's so much stress being placed on the rock this way, but the rock hasn't cracked yet. There's so much potential energy, and then all of a sudden the rock can't hold it anymore, and it cracks along this line called the fault line. And it releases all that potential energy, and it's now kinetic, and it propagates towards the surface, and it's moves in all directions. It's kind of like throwing a little pebble in a very still lake, and you can kind of see the waves the pebble creates in all directions, circular, and it moves towards the coast. So if you're in a little boat right here in the middle of the ocean, you don't really even notice that a tsunami is approaching the coast. It's just like the natural up and down swell of the ocean. It's not until all this energy that's underneath the ocean starts to get compressed because it hits shallow ground. And when all that energy gets compressed, the wave height increases, but the distance between each wave shrinks. And that's because the base is slowing down when it reaches shallow water, but the height, or I guess the crest, is still moving quickly, and the distance between one crest and the next kind of slows. Like here's the distance between one crest and the next in the open ocean. But then as you get closer, the distance between crest and crest slow down, the wave height increases, and then it topples over. Now that is an example of one way a tsunami is caused due to vertical displacement. Now, transform plate boundaries, like when one plate slides past another plate, does not create vertical displacement. So nope, nope, nope. Transform plate boundaries do not cause tsunamis. A divergent plate boundary rarely ever causes a tsunami either because it is moving apart. Now, as it moves apart, I guess one part of it could kind of like, I don't know, as the center gets really, really thin and it cracks and it falls, and maybe this one sort of gets pushed up just a hair. But I would say that that would be no go either. Not very often. The most common way that a tsunami occurs because of an earthquake that's underneath an ocean is when you have a convergent plate boundary, and that allows for vertical displacement. Now, the second way tsunamis are caused are through large amounts of debris falling into the ocean. We are on the east coast of the United States, and here is the Mid Atlantic Ridge, and one plate's moving to the right, one plate's moving to the left, and we are over here on the east coast. Since this doesn't generate tsunamis often, really at all, that threat doesn't exist here. The really only true threat that we're facing is due to this debris coming off the Canary Islands. It's just very loose rock, and geologists are aware that this rock can kind of slide down, and if a large chunk of it breaks off and slides into the Atlantic Ocean, it could generate a tsunami that propagates to the East Coast. But don't freak out about it. So those are two ways that tsunamis are caused: vertical displacement of the ocean floor and large amounts of debris falling into the ocean. Now, a tsunami wave, like again, think of you throw a pebble into a very still body of water like a pond, and it forms not just one wave, but a series of waves as the energy kind of propagates to the coast. So I don't want you to get confused that a tsunami wave is just this one singular massive wave. In fact, every tsunami recorded has on average of 10 to 12 waves, and those waves come anywhere between 5 to 6 minutes apart. So if you ever encounter a tsunami or you're vacationing and the tsunami hits, unfortunately, don't go to the beach to check things out until you know for sure that it's over. That's what gets a lot of people. They're curious. The first wave comes, causes a lot of damage, goes down to the beach to look around, and then second wave smashes them. So just be careful. Now, An interesting thing about like one way to predict or to kind of like, I guess, a warning sign of a tsunami, you're in your little beach chair and your feet are hanging out in the water, and then all of a sudden the ocean recedes rapidly. It's like a dramatic low tide, like a low tide times 100. I mean, if you've ever been to Hilton Head, you know that low tide is very, very, very big. Like, there's so much beach created due to a low tide. So, I mean, that happens like that. That could buy you some time, really. I mean, gather your stuff calmly, tell everyone around you, hey, this is a telltale sign of a tsunami. Let's get out of here, and then go and inland and climb to higher ground and wait. I'm telling you, this is a warning sign that can save people. So just make sure you're aware of that warning sign. In fact, it saved a 10-year-old British girl, just learned about this in her science class, when the tsunami hit in Indonesia in 2004. So she went up and down the beach screaming, there's a tsunami coming, there's a tsunami coming, and people actually listened to her. And she saved, or is credited to saving 100 people because of that. They found higher ground, and there you have it. Man, she paid attention in class. So if you take a look at the one that I was talking about, right around Christmas time in 2004, it killed almost 300,000 people in one singular event. It's crazy. That was all the stress being placed underneath the Indian Ocean, and one plate was moving this way, one plate was moving that way, this plate's subducting, and it sort of forced this upwards, and vertical displacement of the ocean floor is what created the tsunami. So there you have it, folks. Tsunamis. Just know the warning signs. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Naked Man out. See ya.